Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name's Tammy. I'm the owner of Walnut Creek Bath Boutique. Today I am making some Dead Sea Mud facial bars and I'm really excited about this. I haven't made it in quite a while and I have recently rethought my aversion to the soap on your face. So what I thought, I think I'm just going to pull the camera down and try to talk and work at the same time. Let's see if I can get that done. I don't have a really easy time of doing that. I usually have to stop and then start talking with my hands and then I can start working again. So I'm going to work on that and see if I can talk and work at the same time. So give me just a second. I am going to finish getting everything ready. It's almost everything. My table is about set. So we are going to make this Dead Sea Mud facial bar. All right, guys. So I am going to finish weighing off my oils. In here, I have coconut oil and mango butter that has been melted down. And in here, this is what I did. And I hope, I'm a little nervous about saying how I did this because I would hate for somebody to have a problem doing this. But sometimes what I'll do is, this is my lye water. So I did my lye this morning inside. I poured my lye in my water. And I used half the water amount this morning. And so this afternoon when I came back, it was completely room temperature. I added my sodium lactate. And I added my aloe vera juice. So my lye water solution is 50% water, 50% aloe vera juice. That brought my heat up to about 100 degrees. So because my lye was already dissolved in my water, it didn't have the reaction that you can have if you were to add liquid straight to lye crystals. That's what I did. It worked really well. And now my lye is warm enough for me to move on with soap making. So just be careful with that. You know, that's kind of like breaking a rule. And just be really careful if you choose to try that. But adding 50% of my water early in the day, the second half of the water just brings it up, just kind of restarts that reaction a little bit. So anyway, I'm a little bit, like I said, I'm a little bit nervous about saying that. Okay, so I'm going to add my Argan Oil at 65 grams. So I have 270 grams of coconut oil and 72 grams of mango butter. And now I need to do this a little faster. 65 grams of argan. I'm running low on argan. So here's my thought process on cold processed soap on your face. When I first started making soap, I made face soaps, I made shampoos, I did it all, right? I then kind of discovered or learned more about pH on your skin. And so the skin's pH is like at that 5, I think, in that 5 range, 5 to 6. I'm going to add Meadowfoam at 162 grams. So then I decided about a year ago that I was no longer going to make soap for your hair or for your face because it's not, the pH is too high in soap. It's like a 9 to 10, right? And that's not good for your face or your hair. Olive, 341 grams. So I still have 2 customers that are, without a doubt, they want the soap. I have a charcoal and tea tree soap I make for one customer, and another customer I make this soap, which is my Dead Sea Mud soap. And I've tried to like school them. This is really high pH for your skin. Are you sure you want to do this? And they were like, yes, I do. Leave me alone. They were like, just give me my soap, Tammy. And so, I have been making it for them, but I haven't sold it to anyone but them, and I haven't marketed it or I've just for them, you know. Or 341. Hang on just a second, guys. I can't. So, anyway, I've been kind of thinking lately, and I've been doing a little more reading, and I'm wondering, I'm starting to rethink my stance against cold processed soap on your face. And I really think I'm okay with it now. After I've researched it a little bit more, after I've read more articles, I've read more books on it. The soap is on your face all of like 10 or 20 seconds, right? It's not like it's so, and it's not like it's a 14 on the pH scale. It's not just acid, right? It's just, it's going to be a little bit harsher than a surfactant-based face wash. But if you follow it up with the right products, it's not like it's damaging. And I will say, that's perfect. Okay, hang on. I will say my customer that uses this soap, her face was so dry and flaky. It was so flaky. And she started using this Dead Sea Mud, and she follows it with my hyaluronic acid face cream. And her skin has improved so much from that. She no longer has those dry flakes. She has a nice texture. And I'm thinking to myself, well, if her skin has improved that much, can this be that harsh on her skin? You know, when she had such a dry skin to begin with. There's that Dead Sea Mud. I'm using 3 ounces of Dead Sea Mud. Isn't that gorgeous? I'm going to blend it in here so it can blend really, really well. Because it's thick, 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 thick. So I think, you know, I'm gonna test this on my skin, which I'm very particular about what I put on my skin. I'm gonna test it and see how it feels on my skin, and I'm just gonna, I think I'm gonna be okay with it. I am gonna sell this, and I am gonna sell this as a face bar or facial bar, and it's not cheap. By the way, this cost me about $1 more per normal size bar than my other bars of soap. It's actually quite expensive to make. This is really glommed in here. I'm going to get my stick blender out and see if I can break that up. So, I mean, I'm curious to see what you all think and what your stance is on cold processed soap on your face. Ah, this thing. I am very, very curious to know what you all soapers, what you think about that. I'm certainly willing to admit when I'm wrong, and look at that. It's kind of not wanting to go in there very well, but that's all right. That's all right. It's not going to be a problem. But I am going to mix this up a little bit more. Try to get that smoothed out a bit. I still don't think I want to put cold process on my hair. I don't know that I'll change my mind on that. But I think I'm changing my mind on the face. It still wants to kind of separate out like that. Honestly, guys, it's been like a year since I've made this or more, and I'm trying to remember if this is normal. And I think it is for my recipe. So Dead Sea Mud is so full of nutrients and vitamins and minerals, or not vitamins, but minerals and nutrients. It's really, really good for your skin. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go with that and see if the lye water will help with that emulsify. So I'm using a little bit more than my standard 2-to-1 ratio of lye to water. Not a lot more. I think I'm using 2.25% water aloe to lye. I think that's my percentage. Because this, see how smooth that is now? This will thicken it up really fast. Not so fast that I can't give it a really good blend, because I want to make sure all of this is well incorporated. So the essential oils I used for this are lavender, bergamot, and chamomile. I did at one point add ylang ylang, but that has become a little bit cost prohibitive to me. It is so darned expensive. I can't hardly use ylang ylang. I don't know why. I don't remember it being that expensive when I first started using it. So I also, for the first time, am using this in a loaf mold. I've never made it like this. I've always made it in these. Let me show you. I find them. Yep. I've only ever made it in this mold here, which I can't remember. I got off a buying group, I think, but it makes a really pretty soap. Swirls. I really like it, but I am going to sell this time, and I do want to get a little bit more than I have these molds. I only have eight of those little bars. This is not even to trace, actually. I may blend this for just a few more goes. See if I can get that to trace a little bit more. Maybe I added a little too much water. I'm okay if it got just a little bit thicker, actually. Spencer, I used to not take as good of notes as I do now. So I didn't note when I made this the last time. I wasn't noting like how I added the Dead Sea mud, when I did it, what my water, I mean, I had my water amount, which was still the 2 to 1, but I'm definitely going to make a note this time that I'm going to go back down to 2 to 1 ratio. I don't need that extra quarter amount of water. And next time I make it, I'll have that in my notes. I love adding the aloe vera juice in this too. I think that gives a little something extra for your face, and it smells really good. It smells really good. And I have used this Dead Sea mud for quite a while. I got it on Amazon. Of course, like I do, I transferred it to another container that's kind of airtight. I'm still not at a trace, guys. Holy cow. And I don't think I'm going to cut these in regular size bars. I think I'm going to cut them thicker and like maybe quarter or half. I'm not exactly sure how I'm going to cut these yet. I can't believe how much I really thought that this Dead Sea mud accelerated my trace, but it is not. It is not. And I even increased my Dead Sea mud because I was at, I think, 2% or 2.5%, and I went up to 3%. This time I added just a little bit more, and it's not tracing yet. Wow. All right. I may have a very slow moving recipe here too. I haven't ran the recipe to specifically look at how the speed would be. There, it's starting to thicken up. Yay. All right. Isn't this beautiful? It's a really easy soap to make. You know, I wanted to, I kind of thought about like splitting off half of it and adding some like zinc oxide or something in half of it to make it a little variant in color. I thought about adding a little bit of sea clay or seaweed kelp powder. I thought about doing that. I thought about adding a little bit to it, and I may the next time. But I do have a customer that exclusively uses this, so I didn't want to change it up too much on her. So the only thing I did was, like I said, I dropped the ylang ylang and I increased the Dead Sea mud percentage just a little bit. I've always added the aloe vera to it. And I'm not going to do anything to the top because I don't know how I'm cutting this yet. So it's going to be a very, very simple bar of soap when I'm done, as far as design wise and cut wise and everything. If I think about it, I'll write down my recipe. It's adapted from somewhere. I adapted it from somewhere. Maybe Love and Soap. I know they have one, but I've definitely have adapted it. I came up with my own oils. I like to, if I'm going to make a face soap, especially back when I was actually making face soaps, I want to use the higher end luxury oils. So the Argan and Meadowfoam, I like to use those. So I'm going to spritz it, a little bit of alcohol, and I really hope that I don't get a bunch of soda ash by adding that increased amount of liquids in here. So I don't think I'm going to oven process it. I'm just going to set it on the back counter, and when we come back, we'll cut it up. All right, let's see. It's beautiful, actually. It's actually quite pretty, even though it's gray, right? It's probably been a good 24 hours, if not a little bit longer. It's a little soft, actually. I'm kind of denting it. Wonder if I need to go a little bit longer. Me being impatient. It is still fairly soft. Actually, like I said, I've never made it in a loaf mold like this before. I've always ever made it in individual bars. So, let me clean up a little bit. Gonna get the edges cleaned up a little bit. Yeah, I've dented the edges a bit. Alright, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it though. And I said I want to probably go 1.5 inches. That's my thought, is if I go 1.5 inches this way and then maybe cut it in half this way. It's kind of what I'm thinking. Very soft. Very, very soft. I forgot to tighten my thing up too. Alright, so yeah, I think they're a little too soft. The 1.5 inches is quite thick, but I'm going to cut this at least in half, maybe in thirds. I haven't really decided how I'm going to cut this down. But yeah, I'm going to let them sit there for a couple more days. Okay guys, it's been a couple of days and I did let them sit for that time and get hard. I just got them cut and I cleaned up the edges a little bit. So this is the final size and I'm pretty happy with them. I'm not going to increase my water next time. I don't know why I did that. I don't know why. I didn't need to. I won't be doing that again. I got 12 at this size and I have 2 that's about 1 ounce smaller because they're more narrow. And I'm going to use one of these so that I can test it. And I'm going to sell the other one to my customer at like a discount because it's a smaller size and we're friends, so she'll be fine with that. And then I'll have 12 of the bigger size to actually put on my website or take to the salon and put it there too. I do like this size better though. I like the smaller 2.7 ounces and this is 3.7. I don't know if I said that already. I like the 2.7 better. I think it has a nicer feel in the hand. It looks more like a facial bar rather than this big old honking thing. I don't know. I just like the smaller size better. I'm worried about cutting it down. The only other thing I could do is still cut it down a little bit and take just a sliver off and have samples. And I may do that because I like to give the salon samples to give their customers, and they're really good about sharing my samples with their customers, and that just generates my business. So I may or may not do that. I haven't decided. But yeah, I think I said that these were $1 more. If I was to keep them in my regular size bars, it's actually $1.70 more per bar to make this than my regular cold process soap recipe. So it is quite a bit more expensive for these facial bars, but I really think I'm going to enjoy using this. I've used it before, but it's been 3 years ago since I used it. I really like the smell. So I'm really looking forward to making it. I hate that I have to wait, 4 to 6 weeks to do that, and probably closer to 6 because I think these have too much water in them. Oh well. So that's it for today. Thanks so much for watching. I really do appreciate your time. If you liked the video, give me a thumbs up. If you didn't, give me a thumbs down. That's okay. And subscribe if you haven't already. And yeah, now I just need to figure out how to package them. But I think I have ideas on that. And I think I'm going to bring a video to you guys on my repackaging thoughts. So stay tuned for that, and I'll see you at the next one. Bye.